I'm hoping all this sorts out this thing. We got some STI, Jesus Christ. We got some Sylvia control arms, so Nissan S13 control arms and ball joints. Come on. S13 front coilovers. Lowering blocks for the rear. So I have S13 knuckles and hubs. Finding S13 brakes, pain in the ass. Eventually I did find some calipers. So we got calipers, pads, and discs. And then we have an S13 strut brace for the front. This is mostly, I know the bar is definitely not going to fit because it's too wide, but we can get this cut down and then re-weld it. But it's also so that we can use these as templates to make sure we drill the new holes for our coilovers lined up. Ah, mother. So I think I gotta drop this little tie rod here because that'll make it easier. Oh, come on, a little bit more. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Moment of truth. Yeah, that seems pretty standard. It's done and it's all wrong. So even though it's done, I gotta backtrack, so this video is gonna kind of be a little bit odd with like timeline stuff, but the problem is the bolt that actually goes into the control arm for the Lancer is too wide for the control arm bushes on the S13 control arms. So what I had to do is I had to go and get an S13 control arm bolt. An S13 control arm bolt doesn't have like the washer thing to actually stop it from being pulled through, so we had to make up a little like washer slash like spacer thing to actually put the bolt onto, that way it doesn't get pulled through the bush. Oh, there we go. We then got the control arms all mounted up now that we had the new bush and bolt and everything else there to get it all mounted up to the actual subframe of the car. Got the knuckles on, got the brakes on, got the brakes bled, pads in, rotors on. With a bit of luck, that might fit into there, because we're trying out different theories right now, so we're gonna find out in a second, I guess. I don't know if the camera just like saw any of what I just did there, because that, I'm sure, is not going to be happy with the kind of bend or flex that it's going to have. Yeah, I definitely need to get something that'll angle it up so that it can kind of do like a little S bend through there. So we're going to try and have to fit this one on somehow. Come on, like, comment, subscribe to send your thoughts and prayers. Balls! Come on, spin for me. Yes, daddy. Alright, that's loose. Now we gotta try crack the one on the old line. Come on, don't be a d. I've got a new solution. We're gonna flatten that or cut that, use the impact. Okay, I hope the heck that is the same size thread as what we got on the car. I'm just gonna have to accept we're gonna lose all that brake fluid anyway. And it probably needs to get changed regardless, so whatever. Have this ready to hopefully fit straight up in there. Please don't drip too much. Oh, here she goes. Oh, don't tell me it doesn't fit. No. That's having a laugh. Having an absolute laugh. What do you mean? Alright, that's gonna get a quick file. Ah, there we go. There we go. Get a disc in there. That's all mounted, it's all together. The only thing that isn't really working too great is our caster arms. The lines, the holes on those don't line up with the holes on the control arm, which is a bit of a bugger because we either have to get custom made, custom made caster arms, or we gotta like drill new holes into our control arms, which I don't really want to do. Because the reason why I didn't use the Lancer ones is because the knuckle thing that was on there was completely seized on, and no matter what I tried, I couldn't get it apart until yesterday when I put it into my pipe bender. I managed to press it out that way, so everything's coming off again. Ugh. Didn't want to have to be doing this, but there we are. So I'm hoping the ball joint here, we can swap that over into our Lancer arm, then our Lancer arm can go on. That means that will be able to get bolted down properly, and we can also put our sway bar back in. Plan B, just go and buy new ball joints. You spend so much money experimenting to see if it works, because there's not much really out there to like help you out with these cars. Can't remember how I did this exactly. So pretty much I got a pipe bender here, and that is going to push against there. Then the control arm is free to move, but the actual steering knuckle ends up having to stay. Me dead. Yeah, it pretty much did the same thing. It scared the Jesus out of me last time as well. But that's now separated and we can smack this piece out. There we go, done. I wonder if I just get a big socket, would that work of pressing it in that way? I genuinely have no idea how I'm going to do this. Okay, here's the setup. 2 brake rotors so that we can actually have enough clearance to hit this down. We're going to use the biggest socket we got. I got just one of my cheap extensions. That's going to go onto there. We're going to use a hammer to hit that to try and knock that down. And then another brake rotor here to try and like support it a bit more. And then obviously the towel to like minimize the markings on it. Looks like it's going to have no hope. Yeah, it's happening. But it's pretty much only to get like these little ridges out, because the S13 ones don't have those ridges. It's just a smooth finish. So I'm hoping if we just kind of knock the tops off these ridges that are in here, that should mean we can get it in there. I believe we are pretty good there. Get in there. Oops, need to wipe my hands for a second here. So, because this control arm is slightly shorter than the S13 one, our little bracket here that our brake line is supposed to go through is rubbing on our chassis. I still have to route my brake lines properly. One side done. So that's feeling like it's getting snug. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Alrighty, hopefully that works out better than the previous setup that was on there, because that wasn't working. So now we move on to the rear and hopefully get to drive this thing very, very soon.